Okay. Sending data to YouTube. Okay, YouTube's online. Send that data to Twitch. Sending data. HP. HP rocket. Heyo. Twitch chat. I was trying to set up a green screen behind me. I didn't get a chance to do it. I'll try to get it done sometime today. Joe, what's up, man? Let me close this out and get you guys up and running. Oh yeah. Okay, we video dashboard. All right. Yeah, so I was trying to get a green screen up behind me, and I think right now the way it looks, I'm kind of like, well, I should be in like the bottom corner of your screen or something, right? Yeah, down there. But I'm gonna try to get a green screen up behind me to key out the background, so it'll just be me kind of in the bottom corner. It would look cool. Can we still chat even though I said that. Heyo. Okay. Yeah, so we are up and going. I just sent out a little Twitter notification. We'll see if anyone else shows up. But so I am here live streaming to you guys, mostly students, but hey, I have this open to everyone. I would love students from around the world to tune in. I would love teachers from around the world to tune in to check out these tutorials. Also have a little bit of fun while we are kind of, hanging out at home. So I'm going to show you guys how to, just like a brief intro into WeVideo video editor. There is a free version that will get you up and running, doing some video edits, but there is also an education version which WeVideo has opened up to schools that don't have WeVideo and would like to try it out. They are offering it free to schools for the time being because of the situation that all schools are in right now. And so if your school doesn't use WeVideo for education, you should jump on it, I say, because for me, WeVideo is the bee's knees. I think it's the best video editor out there, at least for, Chromebook compatible and things like that. There are more advanced ones, but for WeVideo gets everything that I need done, and it's super easy to use. So let's jump into it. My plan today is to put together a quick little video using some green screen special effect footage that I got off of YouTube, as well as just a couple of clips that I shot of myself outside, and I'm basically going to be like coming out, peeking out behind a tree, checking, making sure it's safe, and then once I think the coast is clear, I run out, and then I quickly realize, oh, I've made a terrible mistake, and then boom, I'll blow up. So that's what we're going to do now, but I'm going to give you a quick, brief intro into WeVideo first. Before I do that, though, I'm going to share with you guys, let's see, does it? Yeah, it's still there. I'm going to share with you a folder that I put in Google Drive that has the 3 clips that we're going to be uploading into WeVideo, and then we'll be using those clips to create our little scene. You could use the video footage to follow along with me if you want. If not, then you could just kind of tune in and watch the tutorial, and feel free to chat with me. Just hang out with me for the next half hour or so. And yeah, then if you want, you can go outside. If you have a phone or something or a video camera, you can start taking footage yourself and use WeVideo to start creating some awesome little videos. All right, so here is the folder. Sharing that with you now. Where'd it go? Did you guys get it? Oh, cool. There it is. So inside that folder, there are 3 video clips that we're going to upload into WeVideo. So let me pull this up, and we'll start here. So if you've never used WeVideo before, it's wevideo.com, and you can go ahead and sign up for the free account. There is a free version, and you could sign in, at least if you're a student in my school, then you could sign in using your Google address, your Google account, and makes it pretty easy to just sign in. And then make sure you just click on using the free version, and once you get into this window here, it will say create new. And so this is your dashboard. I have a ton of videos here because I've been using WeVideo for a long time. And so I'll have a ton of videos here. Yours will look blank. Next pane up here is the projects panel. And the projects panel is where you, I guess before you can even create a video, you have to create a project to put that video in, right? So today I'm going to be creating a new project, hitting this plus button here, and I'm going to call it Self-Explosion. I don't have any media uploaded yet, so I'm just going to click next, and I've created a project, and I'm going to hit finish because I'm not even ready to create a video yet. So now that I've created a project called Self-Explosion, I can go and create or import some media. So I don't have a folder yet, so I'm going to hover over inside the media pane here. I'm going to hover over import and go up to this folder. I'm going to start a new folder called Self-Explosion, just so all of my material on Google Drive will all go into that folder. So that folder is right here. If I double click on it, here's where I add media. Now, I have already set this up ahead of time, but you can link your Google Drive, you can link Facebook videos, you can link Instagram, you can link all of these accounts if you wanted to, and that way it makes it like really easy to import video footage right into WeVideo. And so I am going to go to my Google Drive, and I'm going to upload those 3 videos inside this Cybertastic Tutorials folder. Inside Self-Explosion, I have these 3 videos. I'm going to select them all and hit select, and it's going to start to import the media. You'll see that it's 50% done. Now, while I wait for that stuff to load, I could show you a couple of other things. This next panel over here is the exports panel. So any videos that you finalize and export. So here's like I have a bunch of like Hawk News stuff, interviews and stuff like that. These are all my finalized videos that I finished with and exported. So all of your exports are here. These are your finalized videos that you could then download and put to YouTube or wherever you want to put it to. Let's go back to my dashboard here because we're probably just about ready to create a new video. So once I'm ready, I have my media imported. Actually, you don't even need to import your media first, but once you're ready to create new, I'm going to hit create new here, and up comes this dialog box. I have a few different options as far as formatting goes. So I have a horizontal video. These are like your typical YouTube videos are shot in horizontal format. They also give you a vertical format option, which is really awesome for, let's say, making TikTok videos or Instagram stories, things like that. And they even have a square option, which is really cool for putting right inside your Instagram feed. So you could do like tiny, like mini videos. And I've gotten pretty creative putting stuff inside MMS Media Center's Instagram feed, just like that. Next thing is this drop-down window here is you have to select which project this video is going to be attached to. So we're doing Self-Explosion, so I have to make sure that I'm doing the Self-Explosion project. And I also want to make sure that my formatting is horizontal because I'm just doing horizontal formatting right now. And I'm going to start editing. Cool. So this is your basic editing window here, and there are 3 different sections. Over here is what I call the library kind of panel. Over here is your preview panel, and then down low is your timeline panel where you can you'll be dragging your video footage here and doing the editing down here. You could play through, use this like scrubber tool to play through any video that you have down here, and it'll show up in this preview pane. But in order to get the video footage in, you need to look up here to the library panel. Now, WeVideo has, if you have education version or maybe you pay for a premium version, WeVideo has tons of stock media. They call it their Essentials library. I do pay, but I don't, I guess, pay enough money to get access to the Essentials. But inside Essentials, there's tons of stock video footage. There's animated like opening scenes, things like that. There's tons of transitions, music, sound effects, you name it. It's a whole library full of stuff. Like, I forget the amount, but thousands and thousands of media files there that you could just run a search for and find anything, any sort of stock footage that you wanted. Next is the media panel, and this is actually tied just like this tab up here. It's exactly the same thing. It's just easier access when you're actually editing over here. And so in my media, I'm going to find, what was it? Oh yeah, Self-Explosion. So I'm going to go inside my Self-Explosion folder, and there are the 3 files that I want. Now, it's as simple as clicking and dragging down here into the timeline and starting to piece things together. Now, down in your timeline here, you have, by default, you have 2 video layers and 1 audio layer. If you need additional, let's say you have like a music track on this first one and then you want to put some sound effects in, it's so simple to just click this plus button and you could add either a video or audio layer. I don't need any more today, but as we get into this further down the road, the days ahead, we'll be getting into composing some really advanced kind of scenes where we'll be doing multiple video layers, multiple audio layers, adding sound effects, music, and stuff like that. But I really only need 1 layer today, which will be my video 1. So up here, I have 3 files. I just need to figure out which one goes first. And so if I click on one of these files up here, you'll see the blue outline that highlights around it. That's the one that's selected. So I'm going to just preview these, click the play button over here.
All right, let's see if this works.
Let's see if this works. And there I am, peeking out behind the tree. Make sure the coast is clear. And cut. The next scene will be me. Wait for it. Running out from behind. I'm going to blow up and disappear. And you'll see me running off here, so I need to save. I let this tape roll a little bit so I can get this clean footage of the landscape back here without me in it. So all I really need to do, oh, and then this last clip here is the explosion. Oh, there is actually audio there. That's interesting. But get the explosion there, and we'll make myself explode. You'll see here that, there it is. This is a green screen explosion file, so we're going to work on green screening this green out behind it. They call it color keying. So we're going to color key this green screen out from behind, and put it on top of this video layer here. So let's get to it, and you guys can just follow along. I got 15 minutes. Here we go. First scene here, I'm just going to click and drag down onto my first video layer, video 1, and I have to do some trimming because I don't want, like, me running in front of the tree and stuff like that. I have to let's say if I use this scrubber tool, I'm going to cut it right here. So a couple different ways that I could do it. If this clip down here is selected, you see the orange ring around it. I could, if I go to the end here, I get a double arrow, so I could click and drag to the point that I wanted it to. Or if I use that scrubber tool to see where I want it cut, there's a little scissor up here, so I could slice the clip. Then I can delete the first part by just hitting backspace and then sliding this thing back, and now I should have the clip clicking out. And yeah, that's probably good there. I'm going to cut it here and delete this part. Now I'm going to bring in my second clip here, and I have to find where, here's something to take note of. This little box here is snapping your clips together, and so I want to make sure this one is turned on right now because I don't want any space in between my footage. So if I turn it on, it's almost as if there's a magnet that's going to pull these clips together. So watch as I slide it next to this clip, it automatically snaps in, so I know that these two are as close together as possible, right? It'll be a seamless transition from one scene to the next. And now I need to do some quick trimming here. So I want to trim it where I'm just about ready to run. There you go, I'm booking it there. Coast is clear, or not. So I'm going to cut it here, get rid of this. If I needed to, let's say I cut off too much, I could easily just slide it back out a little bit, however much I need it to. Make sure that magnetic or snap to scene is there, and check my transition. Perfect. Boom, blow up. All right, so now for a little bit of like movie trickery. So here I'm going to cut it right about there, it looks like. And cool. I'm going to cut it there, and then I'm going to scrub, just trim this part of the video out to where I am not in the scene anymore. There I go. I disappear. Snap this together. So now it looks like I disappear, right? Cool. Now I need to add my green screen layer. So here where video layer 2 is, my green screen needs to be on top of the video layer that I want it to be on, right? It can't be underneath it. So let's just say, for example, I'm just going to slide this part up to video 2 for a second so you could see. I'm going to trim this. You won't be able to see any sort of explosion or anything here. Because this guy is on top. So I want my green screen footage to be on top there. But you'll also notice that, let me just trim this out here. You'll also notice now that I can't see the footage underneath the explosion because there's a big green screen on top. I'm going to double click, or you can click this pencil or double click on the actual clip itself to bring up your editing options here. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th one over, the little guy inside the box, is called color keying. And so here I can use this dropper, click on the dropper tool, and I'm going to select the color that I want to disappear. And so for me, that's green. I'm going to click on the green, and there you go. Now I can see the scene underneath. Issue is now that I have to trim this green screen footage to make it stop right about there. So now I have the explosion that I want. But now I need to edit that explosion a little bit more to make sure that it looks at least somewhat sort of realistic. At least it's lines up where I am, and shrink the explosion a little bit. All right, so I'm going to move it back, try to align it where it needs to be. Now when I'm aligning, I don't need this snap to clip on because I'm going to want to like have free range to move this thing wherever I want it to move. And I'm going to try to line this up as much as possible. I still think it needs to go up a little bit. Yeah, there you go. That'll be fine. Then my problem is I need to make sure, actually I'm going to slide this back a little bit more, so once I get this the full size of the explosion. Okay, now I'm going to double click into this again, or click on that pencil tool, and I can click and, well, I should be able to. Oh, I have to go over to this transform button, and I can move this guy explosion wherever I want it to. My other issue is that it's kind of big, so I have two options here. I could just click on one of these points and shrink it down. you could also use this scale slider. Scale it up or scale it down. So I'm just going to scale it to about the size that I want it. Maybe, hopefully that'll work. And save changes. Let's see what happens. A little too soon, so let's see here. And I'm gone. So here you have, let's see the full scene all together. Peeking out behind that tree, making sure the coast is clear. I think it's good. I think I'm okay. I'll be safe. Here we go. I'm gonna book it. Man, that's a terrible mistake. And that's that. I could go in here. Maybe this scene is too long here. I could like trim this down. Also, I don't know if you heard it, but I heard there's footsteps in the background. So I could like click on this little speaker button here, and I could go down here and say like, I can set a point where I want the audio to go out and then drop it down to 0 volume here. So now when you hear it, there's no more footsteps. And you know, this is a rough edit. It's nothing like, you know, fantastic. I could also go into this audio track here and find a clip of an explosion sound effect, which would be really cool as I'm like yelling and screaming here. And then I'm gone. Would be fun. So yeah, that's it. Your basic WeVideo tutorial. And once you guys set up an account and you can create a new project now, and you know how to import media, feel free to use this footage here if you want. You have access to the Google Drive there to import some footage, and then you can work on editing afterwards if everything is set up. If everything is the video is the way you want it to, then you can click on finish up here, and when you finish, you have to title it. I'll just say self-explosion. I'm not gonna export it yet, but just so you see, self-explosion. And then you have options on whether you want to do HD, if you want to do full HD or 4K. The free version might not have 4K. I'm not sure if it has full HD. I usually just, it's not like it's going anywhere crazy, so I usually just do HD. And the destinations, it will go right to YouTube. You could also put it right inside your Google Drive. It'll download it right to Drive. You could even upload it right to YouTube if you wanted to get crazy, and you had a YouTube account. So, and then with that, you want to make sure if you want the video and the audio to be exported, just do video and audio. It's also possible to edit or to export just the audio, which could be cool for podcasting, which we'll get to a little bit in later. As the days move on, I'll show you some cool stuff that you could do with WeVideo. But once that's done, you're happy with it, you just hit export and it will start exporting and tell you when it's ready for download. The only reason why I'm not doing it now is because, or I don't suggest that you do it now, is because the free version of WeVideo limits you to like 5 minutes of export video every month. And so if you exported that now, this is, let's go back. Let's say, what's this? A 20-second video. So that's 5 minutes minus 20 seconds. So you're down to like 4 minutes and 40 seconds or something like that left of export time for your month. And so the more times you export, the more time it takes away from your 5 minutes each month with the free version. So I wouldn't recommend exporting unless you're absolutely sure, yes, this is the video, it's perfect that I want. The reason why I actually paid for WeVideo is because I ran into a problem where I was making a video and I exported it like 4 or 5 times because I didn't know, like I only had 5 minutes. So I exported it like 4 or 5 times, then I ran into a problem that said, your video is, you're over your limit, your export limit, so I couldn't download anymore. So I learned the hard way. I don't recommend doing that. So make sure if you're exporting video that it is worth your export. It's worth exporting, and then you could either You can do what you want with it then. You could put it onto YouTube if you wanted to. You could put it into a Google Drive. You could share it with teachers and have fun with it. You guys could do some cool video projects maybe over our little break here. You could do some cool video projects and give them to teachers and submit for a grade. I think they would appreciate that. Have some fun with it. That's what it's all about. That's it for today. And tomorrow I'm thinking that maybe I will get abducted by aliens. Could be cool. So join me then. I'm going to be here every single day. I have one session I'll do from 10:30 to 11, and then again I'll do 12 to 12:30. And every day I'll just be on here doing something fun, something creative. And I don't know. I hope you guys tune in. I hope that you guys join me and chat with me and have some fun with this. Maybe by the end of this, you'll at least have some understanding of, basic video editing that you could actually apply and make some cool projects for either yourself or for school and submit it for grades. That would be awesome. So until next time, till tomorrow at 10:30, I am signing off. Thanks for hanging with me, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow. See ya. How do I do that? Stop.